Hello, hello. Today I'll just explain to you guys my thought process in sculpting a female head. I don't intend for this to be a step-by-step tutorial since I thought it will be redundant to explain the same steps on my head planes video. And if you've done my previous tutorials, I promise you that making female heads will be a lot easier. So I'll just make this cube guide so it's still easier to follow along. Subdivide the cube and trim the sides. So again, I masked this part, but I want you to notice that it's somewhere in the middle of this column. It's just because the head will be smaller, so the ears will be more at the back than the ones we had on the male. Pull this down for the chin. Then I block out the ears and the neck using cylinders. Another difference between the male and the female is the jawline. Female jawlines are more rounded and the angle is wider. Female chins are narrower and pointier. Draw the eyeline and scrape the side plane. Then scrape these, then inflate to get the shape of the head. We'd want this to be the widest part when looking from the top view. Then I mask this for the nose. I push this to the back, cause again, the head is smaller and we'd want the eyes to be here instead. Then the forehead is more vertical and also rounded. Inflate this to make the mouth forward. As you can see, I'm just being loose here. And I like to stay low res so it's easier to smooth. So I guess sometimes it's easier to get away with female heads because the features are not that defined. But if you master the male head, everything will just make sense when sculpting. I just remesh the ear and smooth to make it less distracting. Then I'll proceed sculpting the details. I like to make the lips plumper, then the nose smaller. Just inflate this part to make it puff a bit cause she looks like she hasn't eaten for a while. I give her a photrum, then I make the eyes. Like on the male, there's still a one eye distance between the eyes. I make the iris and the pupil so that I can get a better look on how open the eye should be. The lower lid is too thin, so I give it a volume using clay strips. Then I just keep defining and smoothing. Then I start to build this. I like to start forming the traps, then the clavicle. From there, I'll know where my sternocleidomastoid is. Then just dig this in. You'll notice we're forming the traps and sternocleidomastoid a bit more as well. Join the neck and the head and smooth. Then don't forget to add details on the ears. I forgot to make the back plain, but just mask and pull this out. I joined the ear and the head, but I forgot to apply the mirror modifier, that's why I'm missing an ear. So just symmetrize. Just remember that the top of the ear should align to the brow line, and the bottom of the ear should align to the bottom of the nose. Here, I'm just polishing what needs to be polished. I don't really focus on one part when sculpting, so you'll see me jumping around. Sculpting takes time because I always find flaws, so it's also important to take a break and look at your sculpt with fresh eyes to see what's wrong or what to improve. Female necks are slimmer, so I guess that's why they look longer. But I think this is too long for my taste, so I move it up a bit. Then just polish everything. Basically, female heads are just like male heads, but smaller, rounder, and smoother. Happy sculpting! Bye!